what we're looking at here is, so behind there is this world of Adam Kadmon, okay? And there's a man's face, so to speak, inside of these concentric circles. And so where the man's eyes are, you see Ab, which is 72. And then from the eyes emanating, the light emanating from the eyes, and then emanating from the ears is Sog 63.
Hmm.
And then you see the green is the
Fog.
is Ma emanating from the nose, both
Which is
sides of the
Mashiach.
nostril. Mhm. And then the red is Ben, which is 52. That's emanating straight from the mouth. Okay. So all these lights emanating out creates the world of Adam Kadmon. And these Adam Kadmon, if you can see, this is all color coded as for the light of Og Sog Ma and Ben.
Right.
And so but they're all this concentric circles, meaning they're all contained as they're all one thing. It's not, there's no there's nothing different, okay, in here. This is what they're talking about when you're talking about, let me explain to you like this so you'll get it from James's class from the other night. There's no thing in Atzilut. There's no thing in there. It's
No
all the
thing.
same thing. There's no thing. It's all equal.
There you
Uh, there's none of this separate thing. So in other words, how it was told to me is that a scream of ecstasy and a scream of terror in Atzilut is the same thing. It's just a scream. You see what I mean? There's no
Right.
variations of anything. It's all one thing. So once it broke out from there into the world of Nekodim, and you can see how Nekodim was formed. You have Keter Hokmabina in the Mohin, but you have the Mohin, and you have the Midot, the body was all in a straight line. How the spheres were all in a straight line.
So everything fell from the head down. Or
Yes,
everything emanates from the head down.
Yeah, it fell from the Ot downward.
Oh, okay.
And so that's all shattered. That's not falling down. That's a configuration. Now,
Right,
when
right,
you
right.
get
I mean, the light is filtered straight down through those vessels.
Right. Now you can see the idea of something falling straight down, the power and the momentum and the velocity that light can pick up as it's or something that's picking up as it's going down unobstructed. No, there's no resistance in this. There's, if this was a capacitor, that it would have no resistance in it. Now, and it's going straight down. Well, the light coming straight down was too powerful and it shattered, but it only shattered the lower 7 spheroids. Okay.
Okay.
The upper 3 always remained intact. So the whole idea is that, so from all these lights emanating from Adam Kadmon, the world of infinite possibilities, the world of anything that ever could be and ever would have been and ever could have been already exists in Adam Kadmon. Okay.
So this
And
is
so,
like,
and that,
is this the thought? This is where the creation was thought of.
no, that's a little bit before that. This is the
this is because
this is the it's the, well, yes, okay, so let's call it like this. Adam Kadmon is like the will to create. Okay.
okay.
So from the will to create, where everything that ever was that ever could existed here, that ever could exist.
There was no
And
separation. It
mm,
was complete unity. It was
yeah,
all the
because it
same
was
thing
all
because it's no
yeah,
thing.
yeah. It was because it was, it was in the will, it was in the AIN-SOF's will to create. Everything was every possibility that it could ever possibly be is in this contained. So when this light emanated down, it emanated down into this world of Atzilut, and then but in this world of Atzilut, there's no separation within anything. So in other words, if you were in Atzilut, it would absorb you into it, and you would become it. So you wouldn't be there. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you would just you'd become one. Everything is one.
It would be absorbed. The light would just absorb you. It's such a powerful light. It would penetrate you into where you would just absorb into it, and you would become a part of it. You wouldn't be you. Okay. So then the light emanate. They created the world of Nekodim in order for the light to emanate down into Malchut, into this idea of Malchut, through these spheroids, going through all the spheroids, all the way to Malchut. And the light was too intense for it, and it couldn't handle it, so it shattered. So the most important thing you can learn from this idea, and you have to learn this because you have to get it, and that is, so when we look at this idea of this new light of Ma, right,
Right.
emanated from the forehead of Adam Codbone, is so Ma is 45, which is the light of the nostrils, but this is the new light of Ma that emanates from the forehead, and it is creating the world of Baradim. And the world of Baradim is where we get this spherotic structure. So now the light is going through it, not straight up and down, but through a series, like a parallel series, so to speak, in a manner to where it's coming back and forth. And what it's doing is it's creating enough resistance. By the time it gets to the light gets to Malchut,
It could be contained.
it's not so strong that it blows everything up. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So now, but this new light of Ma comes from this new thinking, All right, so everything's shattered in the world of Nekodim, but what you've got to understand is the world of Baradim is not. It wasn't created. It's being created. We're still fixing. We're still picking up the shattered shards of Nekodim. We're still in the world of Nekodim, building Baradim. We're building Baradim. Baradim is the world to come.
Oh, very
Even
yeah.
though I think there's stages in it, and this stage is evolving, but we're still in this 3D flatland. That's why I drew that out, kind of like flatland, and going across there, how it fell off to the left, and in all these different stages within flatland 3D, building the world of Baradim. That is important. We're not in Baradim, so to speak. We're in. We're building it because we're still drawing all these shattered. We're still drawing out the sparks, and that's the world. That's the repair world.
Alom
Even
Alom
yeah,
Haba.
even if we were in Baradim, we're still extracting sparks from Nekodim to complete what? Baradim, and to
Very
make it the world Alom Haba, like you're talking about. And so why did I draw it, with all the Malchuts touching? Because all Malchuts touch of
Oh,
all four different worlds, all different four levels, all the Malchuts touch, all of them. So that was to resemble that kind of teaching and that kind of idea. So all this little chart is to remember ideas.
Right. So you could wrap it in your mind of what's going on. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very good. It's a good reference to, to visualize, to wrap your mind around these concepts that we hear all the time, and I think, like in James's class Wednesday, you saying no thing. Well, to understand it, well, what do you mean by no thing? Well, because it's God's will to create. So everything that was, is, gonna be, it's all contained in that one will.
Yeah,
And no
in that
thing.
world of absolute, yeah.
It's not that it's
And
nothing, it's just no thing.
it's no thing.
Right.
It's
It's
no thing.
everything, but it's no
Yeah,
thing yet.
yeah, it's no thing that contained everything, every possible thing there could contain. But because it was all the AIN-SOF, it wasn't a thing. It didn't become a thing until the light emanated down and it shattered and separated out. And now they become things. Now they become a whole lot of things. Now you have all the things. Now it is a thing. And what it's trying to do is basically return back to everything in unity with one thing.